Jonathon Brooks is a do-it-all running back, fresh out of Texas, who is one of the most elusive athletes coming out of this draft class. He was a standout in high school who had 3,849 scrimmage yards with 70 total touchdowns, all in his senior year. Yes, mad numbers. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL back in November, but being a running back that was just getting started with a lot of tread on his tires, there is still a possibility that this guy gets his name called early on draft day. So when you're taking a look at a guy like Jonathon Brooks, we know that he's a very versatile athlete. He has the ability to play in the zone scheme as well as the vertical scheme. He was very productive before he got injured. He averaged 6.2 yards per carry last season, and he scored a touchdown every 14.9 carries. And for comparison, guys like Bijan Robinson in his last year, he scored a touchdown every 16.3 carries. So that proves that this guy was putting in that work. So on this play here, it's going to be a draw play inside the A gap. And the tight end, he's going to be pulling to the right and he's going to attack that edge defender. But the most important thing is watching guys like Jonathon Brooks being able to have that vision, taking his time and allowing his blocks to develop. So we'll go ahead and run it. The wide receiver's motioning to the right. And just watching Jonathon Brooks just creep up to the line of scrimmage and just watching everybody on the offensive line going out there doing double team blocks, single blocks, but just being patient. And next thing you know, this guy cuts it up in the A gap and everything opens up. You love to see this type of play, Cowboys Nation. Whenever you have a running back that can go out there and make big time chunk plays like this, it makes it better for everybody on the offense, the wide receivers, the quarterback, because defenses tend to put 8 in the box. But seeing Jonathon Brooks having big time playability like this is exactly what NFL scouts like to see. One thing about a guy like Jonathon Brooks, he has the ability to be able to put you in a blender and break you down in open field. And a lot of times I saw on tape, whenever he's going one-on-one against these defenders, he will break you down and get the chunk play. So we'll go ahead and run it. Zooming in on Jonathon Brooks, we love to be able to zoom this stuff in just to be able to read this running back and see this guy's footwork. Watch his left foot. Plant to the left, chop him down. Plant to the right, boom, chop him down. That's the kind of stuff you need at the running back position, Cowboys Nation. You love to be able to see things like this because whenever you can be able to plant like that and just be a smooth athlete, planting to the left, planting to the right, these are the basic juke moves that can be able to chop you down. Next thing you know, it is green grass, Cowboys Nation. Explosive, explosive, explosive. It's special to see these type of plays when it comes down to this player. Somebody that was doing this all throughout last season and rushing for over 1,100 yards and averaging 6.2 yards per carry. You had 11 touchdowns. This guy had a nose for the end zone, and it's beautiful to see this guy going one-on-one against these guys in space. And this guy literally made a lot of highlights just being able to do that. And a lot of times when you get to the NFL, when you do get down to that second level, the better running backs can be able to break these linebackers and these safeties down, get chunk plays, and these are the type of plays, Cowboys Nation, that keep the whole playbook open. If you're going to be a 3-down running back in this league, you have to be able to run in between the tackles. And looking at guys like Jonathon Brooks with his type of skill set, he does that. So on this play here, they're going to be running to the left, and that tackle, he's going to be pulling down to the second level, and he's going to be blocking number 15. He's going to wash him out the play, but just watching this guy's grit and the way this guy was being able to move the pile, this is how you get the whole offense riled up, and these are the type of reps I like to see. So we'll go ahead and spin it. So he's getting the ball, and just seeing the defense, those guys are closing in quick. And number 7 was the first to engage in contact. Seeing guys like Jonathon Brooks lowering the boom, but just seeing him driving his legs and not giving up. All of the defenders, they're piling all on him, but just seeing this guy just fight for every inch. These are the type of plays right here that coaches love to see from 3-down running backs, being able to run in between the tackles. And plays like this shows that this guy will do whatever it takes. So seeing a player that can play with toughness and have that will to fight for more yards, this is the type of guy that can make a difference for our Dallas Cowboys. So on this play here, it's going to be a fake to the left side, and he's going to get the pass to the left. But just seeing that this guy can be a perimeter player, not only being able to run in between the tackles and making a big time play, but going out there and getting in space, using his hands to be able to catch the ball. These are the type of reps here that shows why he's one of the top running backs coming out of this draft. So let's run it. They're faking the ball to the left. And just watching this guy get out there in the perimeter, forcing that first guy to miss. Next thing you know, he's cutting it upfield, forcing that second guy to miss, and just having a vision to get slippery and get small. Seeing green grass is so good to be able to see this from this type of player because it's hard to be able to find guys that can be able to run in between the tackles, catch the ball in the perimeter. And one thing about guys like Tony Pollard, he was a very, very good perimeter player. And you can see that with this guy, Jonathon Brooks, just having a skill set to be able to read the defense and being able to have that one cut ability. You can see it all with this guy. And usually whenever you have these type of running backs that can be able to do things like this is how you can be able to separate the good from the great. So here's another play right here I wanted to show you guys. Just watching this guy just catch the ball in space and catching the ball with one hand. It's just good to see this from running backs. Usually running backs don't catch it with one hand like that, but that is beautiful right there. And sometimes that 6 or 7 yard gain, whenever you can have a one hand catch like that, that is the type of play right there that is always great to see, Cowboys Nation. So the last thing that checks off the box when it comes down to a guy like Jonathon Brooks and why I think he's the best running back in this draft class is his blocking. Not saying that he's perfect every single time, but he does it better than a lot of these running backs in college. So just watching this play here and just seeing this guy just rev up and just give this guy contact. Some of these running backs, they wait for these defenders to be able to engage in contact with them. But this guy goes out there and brings that heat. And looking at these type of plays like this, you're not ducking that smoke. You're going out there, you're laying that contact and letting these defenders know that it's not going to be easy to get to the quarterback. That's how you set the tone. So on this final play here, it's another one of those blocking plays, but just seeing Brooks being able to slide his feet to the right and just watching the looper, we know this guy's coming and just striking this guy at the line of scrimmage. You would like to see him use his hands more. This guy is very physical and he has good pop. He's not ducking no smoke when it comes down to being able to block. But if he does use his hands, he can be able to control them at the line of scrimmage a little bit better. Because if you're popping them like that, sometimes you can pop them the wrong way and they can be able to get to the wide receiver or the quarterback. But physicality is very important when it comes down to being a good blocker. And this is another trait that this guy has. So when you're thinking about a guy like Jonathon Brooks and what he can do for our Dallas Cowboys, being able to run in between the tackles, make the big play, catching the perimeter. This guy has shown that on tape. And not only that, being an effort guy, sometimes the offense, they might fumble the ball or they might have some certain mishap, but just having a big heart and trying to just go out there and just get the fumble recovery. Little things like that matters when it comes down to NFL scouts. He did end up tearing his ACL, and that might be the reason why he slides in the draft because I don't think that he's going to be practicing at the combine. But with Jerry Jones, when you're going back in memory lane, guys like Jalen Smith being picked up in the second round, he was a top 5 player in that draft. He has also picked up a lot of trouble players. So don't count this one out. And a lot of these analysts, they're saying that he's the top running back. And I believe that he is as well. But there's a lot of things that this guy got to prove. And we'll see how it all shakes out. Because with the Dallas Cowboys, they got to get better at that running back position. If they don't end up bringing Tony Pollard back, it's either you look in free agency or you go get one in the draft. So it's going to be good to see what these guys do on draft day. But as far as Jonathon Brooks, if we were to pick him up, I would do backflips because I know that this guy is one of the most special players in this draft and one of the guys that can make a big time difference for our Dallas Cowboys. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bell because the way the YouTube algorithm works, if you don't hit it, you'll miss on fire live streams and unique breakdowns. All right, Cowboys Nation. Talk to y'all soon. Gone.